kind of a convection zone. Okay, so here also winds are it's a very silent zone because there is a lot of convergence happening because the winds meet and then they just move upward. So this is the zone of convection where the convection begins. Okay, during the next few months, what is going to happen is the ITCZ and the Hadley cell is going to move north, and that's how the monsoon circulation is going to get established. All right. So this is the ITCZ, how it behaves. It starts slowly moving upwards, 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 and it will settle at some point. And once the monsoon season is over, then it will start moving. During the withdrawal phase, it will start moving down towards the south. Okay. So that's how the ITCZ movement happens. And as of today, that you can see that there is a strong ITCZ converged cloudiness which is seen. Like I said, ITCZ is nothing but convergence of two winds, and then as they move up, they will show a lot of cloudiness pattern, and this is exactly seen in the satellite images where you see a lot of clouding in the North Indian Ocean closer to the equator. And this is exactly the place where the cyclone is supposed to form and start its journey up north. Okay, let us assume that it will form. Okay, or let us, like I said, let's not talk about this cyclone because I'm not very confident in talking about this cyclone because the models are way too off right now. So let's not even get there. So let us just understand why it is very difficult right now to predict this motion. So as you can see, the pattern is very disorganized, right? Extremely disorganized, and there is, as such, you cannot see any clear low pressure pattern, and it's just random cloudiness because of convection happening here, convection happening here, convection happening here, updraft, basically updraft, updraft, updraft. So there are multiple updrafts. It's not like there is one massive updraft which is sucking in everything and just trying to form a system. It's not happening as of today. Okay. Why is this happening? Why is this cloudiness happening? The reason is because the air temperature is lower. So air temperature over the ocean is always lower. The reason is because there are these winds, and these winds keep the turbulent mixing going, and that's how because it's unobstructed winds, right? The winds are free to move, unlike land where there are buildings, there are mountains, there are n number of factors which will block the wind. So convection, so the turbulent mixing will stop. So the over the land, the hot air remains hotter, but over the ocean, the hot air can cool because of this convection or because of this turbulence that we are talking about. Because winds will keep moving; they don't have any obstruction. So air temperature is going to be cooler, is slightly cooler, and ocean temperature is higher. So that's how the heat from the ocean will get transferred to the atmosphere. So hot object, cold object, hot object will give heat to the cold object. So ocean temperature, air temperature is 27, ocean temperature is in the equatorial Indian Ocean is 30, 31, which is pretty good. So definitely there is going to be convection. Okay, so now where is the problem, right? We all know there is convection which is happening. So there are cloud bands which are forming continuously in the North Indian Ocean, and ITCZ is also very active. So ITCZ is going to ensure that the updraft happens. This is where the problem is. There is a high pressure here, no problem. There is a high pressure here, no problem. These are the low level wind patterns. Spring barrier is a problem. What do I mean by spring barrier? Simply too much happening near the equator, and the models are really struggling to hit the right chord. So what all is happening? Let us just see. There is MJO movement. There is MJO moving continuously. So MJO is just right now. Let us just assume that so MJO is very difficult to forecast. MJO means that the convection is going to be strong. It's not going to be just going to be suppressed. It is also seen from this ITCZ chart. There is strong convection. So obviously the MJO has to move from Africa to India, right? Because this is where now the massive convection is going to start. So MJO is going to move in, or MJO movement is certain. The strength of MJO is something which we don't know yet. It could be weak, it could be strong. Then there is this ITCZ movement, like I talked about. ITCZ keeps moving north. The Hadley cell or the ITCZ, it keeps moving north. That is also uncertain how quickly it is going to move, because as it moves, the convection is going to keep happening continuously. But if ITCZ movement stops near the equator, then we cannot have cyclone forming, because cyclones form slightly above the equator. Near the equator, there is too much of disturbance for the cyclones to form. So most of the cyclones form slightly above or below the equator. Okay, so ITCZ movement is there. Then there is this equatorial Rossby wave. The Rossby wave is something which takes the cool water towards the coastal areas, and then there is equatorial Kelvin wave which takes the hot water. So right now, all of these four things are completely going to, and all of these four things are very very difficult to predict by any model. Okay, any of these dynamical models cannot get any of these things right. For instance, a very simple thing is they cannot get the Rossby wave and Kelvin wave patterns right. They cannot get the ITCZ movement right. Some of the models show two ITCZ lines, and that is known as the double ITCZ problem. Okay, if you read meteorology papers, you will find that there is a double ITCZ problem. So which ITCZ will move, which ITCZ will not, and clearly satellite images have shown that there is only one ITCZ. There's nothing known as double ITCZ, but models show because of their efficiency in predicting the dynamics. Okay, so it is a artifact which the models show. So that problems, those are the kind of problems which, so if for instance if I say a double ITCZ, so let us say one ITCZ is here and one ITCZ is here, then the models will pick up this ITCZ and it will start using this ITCZ to kind of form the convective activity, and that's how one of the models is clearly showing that the cyclone is going to form here and then going to move upwards, slightly west and then east because of the steering winds, and going to go and hit Bangladesh or Myanmar, right? So that is the problem, right? We right now we don't know where the ITCZ is exactly and where the convection is going to be massive. Second thing is we really don't know whether the clouding is going to be organized or disorganized, because these waves, the Kelvin waves and Rossby wave, they can completely ruin the cloud banding, correct? And this MJO can, if it moves in as a very strong MJO, then convection will be very very strong. But if it moves in as a weak MJO, then again the convective activity is not going to be as strong as expected. It may give a low pressure, but not a cyclone. Okay, so this spring barrier is simply a problem which none of the models have a way to tackle, and that's the reason why we should not even be talking about what is going to happen in the next 1 week or 8 to 10 days. Okay, I think during this time, April and May, it's best to take it slow and only look at 2 to 3 day going forward, and just not. The problem is that the weather bloggers will talk X and Y. Maybe they know things, but then the common public will perceive it as in a different manner, and then a lot of rumors will start percolating in the social media, right? So, but it's very important to understand why the models are failing, right? I'm not trying to use the models to predict anything right now. I'm just trying to tell the insufficiency in the models and why it should be taken with a very very high pinch of salt. Okay, after June July the models will get back on track because they will have a perfect zone of ITC, because ITCZ will move somewhere here and that the models will pick beautifully. Right now during the spring barrier there is so much uncertainty that it's simply just a waste of time in even tracking these systems. Okay, that is my personal opinion. So this again, I just want to before I sign off, I just want to show that this cloudiness is good, but then it's very very disorganized. If it organizes, well and good. That means that everything like the ITCZ, the MJO, the Rossby and Kelvin wave patterns have come in beautifully, and that have led to a very strong convergence and a nice organization of these cloud bands in a kind of a core region with very massive low pressure, so that can trigger a cyclone. But as of today, I don't see that happening because these kind of cloudiness patterns are not something which could lead to a cyclone formation. But you never know. I'm just giving my opinion, and the some of the models are showing cyclone because they are having this double ITCZ problem. So let's just wait and watch. All right. So with that, I hope this video was useful, and I have more details on tropical cyclones in my blog. This is the link to the blog. So if you want to read, you can read that. There are other topics as well in my blog. So if you like this, please give your comments and I'll be happy to post more videos. Thank you. This was a longish video, I'm sorry, but it is one of the educational videos where I hope that you will be very careful in interpreting the cyclones that form during April and May. And same thing during October and November, this is not a big problem because the ITCZ is moving down. So the downward movement of ITCZ is slightly better, slightly if it is captured slightly efficiently by the models. The spring barrier is the problem. spring is basically March, April. That is the problem with models, right? So that's why this April and May systems, cyclone system, especially in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, Arabian Sea is still somewhat better, especially in Bay of Bengal, is very, very tricky to predict. All right. So with that, let me sign off, and I'll be back with more updates later. Okay. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.